Hello everyone, welcome back to a brand new Jurassic World Dominion video, where today we are counting down every, and I do mean every, single death of Jurassic World Dominion and putting it into a kill counter. But before we get into today's video, do consider pressing that subscribe button if you want to learn more about the Jurassic franchise as a total. And today's like goal is a big one today. It's going to be the toughest one yet, but we're aiming for 3,000 likes on today's video. So if you're feeling generous enough, do consider liking the video if you do happen to enjoy. Kills, deaths, and dinosaur action is always a joy to watch when it comes to the big screen. But how many happened in Jurassic World Dominion? Now, the canonical spin-off show Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous had its fair share of very, very dark deaths. But it's very odd how Jurassic World Dominion didn't follow this recipe whatsoever. Whilst there are some deaths and some really good deaths in Jurassic World Dominion, it wasn't really a movie that we expected, where we kind of wanted more deaths from this movie. The Jurassic World movies have come up with inventive and distinctive deaths across this trilogy, and it held the right amount of guts and gore throughout it as well, very similar to its predecessor, the Jurassic Park trilogy. However, did Dominion's deaths live up to what we expected from the Jurassic World trilogy? It may sit as the third best Jurassic movie across fans and general audience with an average score of 7.7, just a little bit less from second place Jurassic World with a 7.8. But does it sit in third place for the most amount of deaths in the franchise? Well, there's only one thing less to do, and that is to take a look at the movie and count every single death. Obviously, spoilers ahead, what do you expect? But before we do, the rules here are simple. Any confirmed off-screen death will be counted. We cannot accept deaths that aren't confirmed and have a plausible reason of survival. We will also be tallying human and animal deaths alike, and we will be confirming deaths that we visually see within the movie, even if they have already happened in short films. This death count will also not include any potential deaths that we may see in the extended edition of Jurassic World Dominion once it releases, as obviously this video was made long before it. Now, let's get into it. Right off the bat, we're confirmed of 37 dinosaur related deaths within the year of Dominion, during this small opening news report by Now This. To my surprise, this is actually very low of a number, especially when it comes to deaths across the entire planet of Earth. It actually seems like humans have been able to keep these dinosaurs at bay through the years of 2018 to 2022. Granted, there may have only been an increase of dinosaur population in recent years after 2019's Jurassic World Battle at Big Rock.
Dinosaurs are in our world, and with every confrontation, we learn more about this frightening new reality. How did we get here?
Yes, we're going to count this dove dying as a death too, even if we did already technically see it back in 2019. For a dinosaur movie about dinosaurs living across the planet, we don't see many deaths or harmful action from them until 55 minutes into the movie during the incredible Malta action sequence. Something that fans have adored, and I myself personally really enjoyed and have been waiting for something like this for years now. Just before this though, we can see two locusts being cooked, as well as a prehistoric leech called a lamprey being skewered and I assume plattered later on so it can be eaten. Once the action begins later on, Owen chases down Reign Delacourt, who then lets free the Allosaurus and the Carnotaurus. Those species rain havoc, pardon the pun, on the Malta black market. The Carno scares a man passing by who then falls into some fire. He is then lit alight before his friend tries to help him. However, his friend then gets devoured by the Allosaurus. Literally, the next scene after that, you can also see that guy that was on fire also being eaten too. So the Allosaurus has made a grand total of 2 kills so far, and it doesn't stop there. Staying on topic with Malta, we get our first main character death of Reign Delacourt. His death was brilliant, but unfortunately not exactly executed very well. Whilst we did see some gore there on his arms, it's a shame we didn't get a little bit more of his death. Yes, very morbid, I know, but it would have been something great seeing his face being bitten like that of Muldoon's with the big one back in Jurassic Park, or add some more gore like Ken Wheatley's death in Fallen Kingdom. Moving on, the Atrociraptor pack are targeted to kill Barry and his men. We see and hear one of them being killed off screen by an Atrociraptor, and potentially another mercenary as well. There are a total of 4 of these men, and we only see 2 of them get away, one of which was Barry. However, we can only confirm the one death at this point in time. Up next, we have arguably one of the best on-screen deaths from this movie. Yes, it was spoilt in the trailers, but honestly, I really don't care. I am so happy to see such a brutal thing, and here we have Scooter Guy. The movie then proceeds to go on a little bit, after we see Owen Grady escaping the Atrociraptors. Yes, Ghost falls from the plane and might have drowned, or potentially even died upon impact. However, this has not been confirmed, and I believe that the director, Colin Trevorrow, has actually confirmed somewhere, I can't remember where, but I believe that he's confirmed that Ghost the Atrociraptor survived the fall and is alive after these events. So we cannot count this as a death. However, moving on with the incredible story, the events lead us to where Dr. Wu and Maisie Lockwood are discussed in the past. We learn heaps of new Isla Sorna lore, and pre-Jurassic Park lore as well, which cleans up the timeline quite nicely. However, we learn that Charlotte Lockwood dies off screen.
When you were a baby, Charlotte started to show symptoms of a genetic disorder. That's how she died. She didn't know she had it until after you were born.
Now our next deaths, the Locusts. They were a fantastic entry to the Jurassic universe, and they were very Michael Crichton-like. They expanded the overall world of Jurassic and posed more threats to the people within this world. But their deaths, my goodness, there are a lot of Locust deaths within this movie. We've already seen 2 of them in this breakdown already. I'll try not to commentate over the top of all of them, just because of how many there were. If they're uncountable, we'll just put a question mark instead of a counter in the top left. However, let's start with the ones that we can count, and with only one confirmation of a Locust death after the incident within the clean room. Yeah, believe it or not, only one Locust died during that. After this, we get one of the best scenes in cinematography history, and I'm not making that up. Not Jurassic history, but cinema history. The glorious shot of the Therizinosaurus comes around, a blind dinosaur that you can actually learn about in my previous videos. But we all know what happened within this scene. Within the dark depths of the Amber Cave mines, whilst Maisie, Ellie and Alan are battling against the Dimetrodons, we see Maisie pick up a human skull, indicating that somebody has died there. I actually do have a very interesting theory as to who died here, and it's saved for a future video, so if you want to find out, stay tuned on the channel. But let's not forget the obvious tragedy of them all, Alan Grant's hat. Rest in peace, Grant's hat. You will be dearly missed.
I will remember you.
Ah, right, here we go. Locust time. Oh, let's also not forget this little fella as well. Whilst all of these locusts died in practically the exact same way in a fiery inferno, there's only one that suffered an arguably worse fate, the Giganotosaurus. And now we're back to more dead locusts falling from the sky. Yippee. Wait, what's this? An Ian Malcolm death? No, it's just more dead locusts on the floor. Ah, right. We're back inside now. Surely we can't see any more locust death. Okay, now I think that's the last of it. The locusts were fantastic, don't get me wrong, but boy did I wish I saw some more human deaths instead. Anyways, moving on. Lewis Dodson, the CEO of Biosyn, suffered the exact same fate as Dennis Nedry, whom he hired back in 1993 to steal the embryos from Jurassic Park. Not only did he drop the Barbasol can whilst running away from a Dilophosaurus, he also got spat on by the Dilos and died at the jaws of them, the same way Nedry met his fate in 1993.
What's your story? What?
Now we move on to the one I'm pretty sure we all saw coming. After the online release of Jurassic World, the prologue short film on YouTube, we knew that there'd be a rivalry between the Tyrannosaurus Rex and the Giganotosaurus embedded within their DNA for nearly 65 million years. We saw the Tyrannosaurus Rex biting the dust here in this short film, whereas we see the opposite, not the exact opposite, but the opposite in which we saw the Giganotosaurus dying off from Rexy pushing the Giga into the Therizinosaurus's claws. I know some people aren't exactly a big fan of this final fight, but to me, it represented the entire trilogy of end battles. The three-way fight from Jurassic World, the big bad dinosaur, so to speak, being impaled just like Fallen Kingdom, and the Therizinosaurus appearing, representing Dominion. The meaning behind this is just beautiful. And there we have it, the kill count for Jurassic World Dominion. As much as I love this film for how creative and incredible it was, I can't help but feel let down about the lack of deaths and gore within the movie. It felt like the World Trilogy continued on from what the Park Trilogy were doing, but now in Dominion they seem to have forgotten that. Not including the mass deaths of the locusts falling from the sky, we have a total of 71 kills, and a sad hat death in total for this movie. But remember that 38 of those were merely only mentioned, 37 at the start of the movie, and the other one Charlotte Lockwood. This means that only 9 of these were memorable deaths that appeared on screen. But my favourite? Easily, Scooter Guy takes the crown. I loved it. Anyways guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you happen to enjoy today's video, be sure to press that like button and share it around with your friends. Yes, unfortunately Jurassic World Dominion didn't really follow from what we saw with Fallen Kingdom and Jurassic World, and it seemed to lack that extra bit of gore, that extra bit of death factor as well. Nonetheless, the movie was fun, it was a love letter, it was well produced, and it connected everything from the TV shows to the short films to the original trilogy. However, I can't help but think that they should have really added more deaths. Anyways guys, thank you so much for watching. If you think I deserve it and you haven't yet done so, do consider pressing that red subscribe button. But most importantly, and in the meantime, stay safe out there. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye. Hello, hi, you, did you enjoy the video? Just a little reminder to press that like button and also subscribe. I just want to thank my Patreons for this month on screen right here, as giving me that little extra support really does go a long way. But anyways, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day.